Hey everyone, it is Goddess of Peace Irene, and today we are going to be talking about something a bit different, and it's going to be about what it means to be an INFP Enneagram type 4 winged 5. Okay, so my Myers-Briggs personality type is an INFP assertive type, which is the mediator type. Okay, so I have my 16 personalities profile right here on my bullet journal. Okay, and this is my results. So let me read the description of the mediator type in INFP. So mediators are poetic, kind, and altruistic people, always eager to help a cause. So I also want to cover what each of the cognitive functions for each 16 personalities entails, but we're only going to cover my type for today. And I'm going to share my results right now. So for the I type, it's going to be introverted, which is the mine. So I got 54% introverted opposed to 46% extroverted. So introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and are often feel drawn to calmer environments. So how that applies within my life is I honestly feel like my social battery can run out pretty quick. So whenever I'm hanging out with friends, I kind of need a little pause here and there with going out because I can tend to feel drained and my energy just, well, let me get into it because the N type is intuition, so that's the energy. I am 90% intuitive. That, I know that's like kind of a flex. No offense to the sensors out there, but intuitives are imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings. So why that kind of ties in with my social battery is that as an empath, I'm able to really feel, that's gonna draw into the next one, feel the energies of everyone around my surroundings. So whenever I'm encountering, a Debbie Downer or something, it really kind of irks me a little bit and my energy becomes drained because I'm very hyper focused on the energies of everyone. So if everyone's having a good time, it's going to influence my time as well. So I'm going to have a great time, right? But if I'm noticing that some people are a little off or hating, judging, whatever, I can't help but notice that, and either I have to confront it or I just don't want to be there anymore. Like, I want to go home. Like, I'm gonna be honest, right? But as a feeling type, because I am F feeling, I am 60% feeling opposed to 40% sensing. And feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. So as a mediator, a lot of people come to me with problems and how to deal with it, and usually I try my best to give my non-biased opinions on things and try to seek all perspectives because I'm like, there's more to the story than just one side. There's multiple sides to seek out. So whenever a friend is coming to me with their problems involving someone else, it takes two to tango, right? I will be straightforward with it. I'll try my best to be empathetic and understanding, but I'd be like, if they're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. Sorry, no offense, but hopefully you don't take offense because I'm just being authentic, right? And for the pay, I am a prospecting individual. So 53% prospecting opposed to 47% judging. So prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and adapting to opportunities. They tend to be flexible nonconformists who value novelty above stability. So as an INFP, I noticed that I'm a very idealistic individual opposed to practical. Okay, so I don't really care that much about like making money and following trends and conforming to stereotypical expectations and norms. So that's why I always felt like I was different even from a young age, right? And as a prospecting individual, I am more spontaneous rather than goal oriented. I'm not much of a planner, I'm gonna be honest. I can be a planner, especially when I have bigger priorities that I need to meet and goals I need to meet. I will plan it out, but usually I can be a procrastinator. So if I have homework, it's like due tomorrow, that means due tomorrow, like do it tomorrow. So I feel like that really reflects my prospecting side, and as an assertive individual, because each 16 personalities type has either assertive or turbulent type. So as an assertive type, I'm 85% assertive, don't F with me. Assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress, okay? They refuse to worry too much and tend to be self-confident when striving to achieve goals. So how that reflects in my life is that when I have a problem with someone, and if someone has a problem with me, do not expect me to shy away from confrontation. Okay, I can be very much so confrontational that it can definitely get me in trouble, and it has definitely gotten me in trouble in the past, like gotten me into trauma. But it's not on purpose. I don't seek drama or the thrill of drama. I mean, it's fun whenever I am in drama, but it's more so like whenever I encounter a turbulent type who has a problem with me, I'm kind of like, just say it to my face, because I'll hear it from someone and I'll be like, so why talk behind my back when you could just say it straightforward to me and I don't have to hear it from someone else, right? So I'm very confrontational when it comes to what really needs to be addressed, because if you have a problem with me, take it up with me and no one else is my kind of attitude, and that's most assertive types attitudes. Okay, so turbulent types can be more prone to stress because they're bottling up their emotions, and they're more avoidant with confrontation. So they're either thinking, I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Okay, I'm not trying to like bash on turbulent types, I'm just giving examples. I don't want to bash on people or hurt their feelings by confronting them, or I'm too scared to confront people, or I don't think my problems are important enough for me to address that I need to confront someone. That's what turbulent types most likely are like, because they are more likely prone to stress in comparison to assertive types. Okay, I can definitely be stressed because, if you haven't heard before, INFPs, there's a lot of memes about us being depressed, anxious, all of the above, and honestly, I don't disagree with that. I have definitely struggled with anxiety and depression and this and that, but it's most likely because as an INFP, I am very philosophical, okay? So I like to think outside of the box a lot, okay? So that could be a pro, because as an INFP, I really seek a lot of spiritual and philosophical meanings to life. So my definition of success in life is very much so different than a lot of people around me. So I don't really care about making money and becoming a millionaire or becoming famous, this and that. I care more so to make an impact on the world, a positive impact, and leaving some kind of positive and influential mark on the world. So I want to change the world in a ways and help others, so be of service to others as a mediator type, okay? And I really like to help mediate a lot of situations and hear people out. I'm a good listener. I can be a talker too, but I feel like as a feeler though, the reason why I struggle with anxiety and things of that nature is because I really take on emotions very strongly and intensely. So whatever I'm feeling, I most likely will overthink it and be like, oh my gosh, I'm having a heart attack, or oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? My life is over. That's more me back then. I guess that's an unhealthy INFP. But as I've grown up and matured, I've found other ways to manage my stress and anxiety. So I feel like that definitely has improved my life. However, as a feeling type, it's easy for me to get stuck with my emotions and overthink it, overanalyze it, and overanalyze the emotions of others around me. So I'll be like, does that person hate me? Does that person think I'm annoying? And not that it matters, but it's just kind of my intrusive thoughts, right? So I try my best to be like, shut it down, kill thy ego. But I've been doing better with it. And it's interesting because I feel like I really notice when I meet another INFP or INFJ, because INFJs are the rarest MBTI types. They're the advocates, okay? It's weird because I've taken this test many times. I've gotten 2. INFP has definitely outweighed the results of INFJ, but I have gotten INFJ several times. But I've stuck with my INFP personality type because you cannot be both, okay? They can't simultaneously or coexist together. So therefore, it's really easy for me to spot another diplomat, right? Like, I think within my entire life, the people who most likely got me on a deeper level were diplomats. So INFPs, ENFPs, ENFJs, or INFJs, because we think very similarly and idealistically. And I feel like we really get each other on a subconscious level. And I know that's very interesting to say, but it's a true fact. So that's why I've really been interested in Myers-Briggs, because it allows me to really understand people on a deeper intellectual level. So let me share the cognitive functions of an INFP, okay? So as an INFP, I have FI, NE, SI, and TE. Let me explain those. So the FI is introverted feeling. So that's more about inner harmony, intrapersonal emotions, and personal values and feelings. So how I apply that in my life is that I care more about what's going on within me than what's external of me. Okay, so that's different from an FE cognitive function type. So I care more to find peace within myself than to worry about what's going on the outside, which isn't inherently bad if you care about what's going on in your external environment, because you really care about what's going on with other people versus yourself. But as an FI, I'm more focused on how can I improve myself? Why am I feeling this way? That's more important to me than what's going on with everyone else kind of energy. With the NE function, that is extroverted intuition. I didn't know that. I just recently learned that. This is interesting because this is about external environment, exploring possibilities, future-oriented, and highly creatives. So what I notice about myself is that it's weird because external environment doesn't really matter to me, but as an intuition, extroverted intuition doesn't mean that I am a sensor, okay? So sensing would be like extroverted, sensing would be like, what's going on around me from the 5 senses? What can I smell, feel, whatever. But as an extroverted intuitive, I'm more so without even knowing, I just know what's going on, because I do not focus on what's going on outside of me. Usually I don't even make eye contact with people, okay? I don't really give a F about what's going on, what you're doing. I really care more so about what I'm doing, right? But it's interesting that they say highly creative, because as an INFP, I am very creative, and that's why I'm not much of a practical person. I don't really like numbers. I know that's not like a good example, but I'm more like, what are some new ideas I can explore? How can I do things more creatively? And if my creative juices aren't flowing, I'm like bored AF. I want to get out of the house, whatever, and I feel very not unproductive as well as stoic. I can become very stoic when I'm not creative, guys. Like, I will literally be like staring and burning a hole through the wall and looking into your soul, kind of stoic. And we have the SI, which is introverted sensing, okay? That is about detail-oriented, nostalgia, organized, and traditional. That's interesting for me because I can tend to be somewhat of a perfectionist when doing things. It does depend on what I'm doing, because look at my room. It doesn't look like the room of a perfectionist, right? But when I'm doing homework and taking notes, I will focus on too much detail and be like, I won't even pursue some goals because I'm like, it's not going to be perfect. And I want to pursue it, but I'm in my own way because I'm like, you're not going to execute it perfectly, so why do it? So that is a con about being a perfectionist, of course. And honestly, I'm working on being more spontaneous and just expressing myself, because why even care how I go about it? If I want to do it, just do it, right? And I can be very nostalgic, okay? I reminisce on a lot of childhood memories. I'm very fond of my childhood. So like an example, when I used to sell silly bands with my brother, didn't sell any, but it's just, I was very I'm very grateful for the childhood I had. I want to talk about that in another time. But anyways, last but not least, my cognitive function, TE, extroverted thinking. So that is about productivity, results-based, decisive, and goal-oriented. That's very interesting because, like I said, as a prospecting individual, I'm not very goal-oriented, nor am I much of a planner. But whenever I know I'm going to have to do something, an important life decision, I make sure that it's done according to plan, and I make sure that it's perfect, right? Because I don't want it to go downhill, and if anyone's to blame, it's me. So I really care about my future self a lot and making things easier for my future self, which I've been practicing more of. Like, I will do extra things so that I don't have to worry about it later. So I think that's where my TE function applies. And I want to talk about my Enneagram type. Okay, so I'm a 4 winged 5. So an Enneagram type 4 is the individualist, and the Enneagram type 5 is the investigator. Okay, so whenever you take the Enneagram test, you're going to get a pie chart. Okay, so the biggest pie is going to be your personality type, and your wing is going to be the next biggest pie next to your personality type. So if, for example, the number 3 pie was bigger than my number 5 pie, those are just right next to number 4, nothing else matters, I would be a 4-winged 3, okay? But I am a 4-winged 5. That is known as the Bohemian archetype. So some traits about the Bohemian type is, I wrote it down because I'm a creative girl, okay? So core desire of importance, okay? Fulfills core desire by being the most knowledgeable. I heard INFPs can be very elitist in things that they know, and honestly, I don't disagree, because some of the things that I've done research on, such as psychology and spirituality, I can tend to be very, I'm right and you're wrong kind of mentality, which is very bad, but whatever, at least I'm self-aware. We got eccentric, can be image conscious due to the wing 3, which honestly, yeah, like I said, I'm a perfectionist, so sometimes when I'm struggling with things, I don't really want the outside people to know about it. Not necessarily because I care, but because it just doesn't seem entertaining enough or relevant enough. But honestly, I'm trying more to be more authentic and express my fullest authenticity. We got fears being forgotten. Very true. I'm scared of abandonment. That probably reflects on my childhood, right? But that's for another time. We got partly wants to be the best, wing 3, like I said, can be a bit of an elitist in things I know, and wants to be the most knowledgeable in things I know, because I just feel like whatever I research and study is very, what is the word, niche, and well, niche, so like a lot of people don't know about it, so therefore I really feel like I have to be the best, and no one knows more than I do in it, so that's kind of problematic, but I'm being honest. Serious and needs to be wanted for who they are. I cannot stand to be around people who cannot accept me for who they are, right? But I know that sounds like something that a lot of people probably want for themselves, but honestly, that's not true, because I've been around people who tend to be people pleasers, or will kind of change themselves or shape themselves into being more accommodating for others and conforming for others, which isn't inherently bad, but I think that reflects on how much self-respect and prioritization you have for yourself. So honestly, as an introverted type, I think it's easier for me to value myself in comparison to others, which I'm not saying extroverted people care more about others, but I feel like they can tend to more in comparison to introverted individuals. And yeah, I just feel like it was important for me to kind of talk about this, because from this video you can really tell that I know a lot about myself just based on these personality tests that are online. You can take this at 16personalities.com and Truity, I believe, for the Enneagram results. I'm very highly passionate about this because I asked my family and friends about their type and like, take the test, do it right now and let me see. And it's just so crazy how much align with one another and how I can understand them better and be like, oh, I knew it. Not I knew it, but like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's interesting because my entire family is IP. We share introverted and prospecting types. So like, my brother's an INTP, my mom's an ISFP, I'm an INFP. My dad just doesn't want to take the test, but I'm still gonna make him do it soon. But it's just interesting how we all share some cognitive functions as a family because we're around each other. We were raised together. So it's like somewhat of proof that this is very real. And I know this was more of like a more serious kind of explanation video and it wasn't that much fun, but I hope that you enjoyed it. And as a fellow INFP 4W5, if you come across this, hello twin, okay? And welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to cover more Myers-Briggs personality types and Enneagram types and explain what each of them really means and how you can really find more out about yourself with it, okay? So I hope to see y'all soon. Okay, love y'all. Don't forget to press that like and subscribe button and comment down below what your MBTI type and Enneagram type is. Okay, bye guys, love you. Peace Goddess is out. Bye.